I've just noticed that my lighting in the background is still in the fact theme colours.
Are you going to change it, or can you
Nah,
not?
it's fine. Because if I change, I've got to like move around my room to change it, if you remember.
Oh,
Because
right,
the
okay.
lighting's like hard baked in, but I guess like both of us are just being really green today.
Yeah, and it is weird in hindsight that like now I have become the one that just sits in front of a green screen.
Yeah. Like, well, I've had plenty of people like try and rip off the gimmick over the years, including people who straight up just ask me, hey, can I just like copy paste your scripts into a different language and just pretend I wrote them? To which I respond, no, and they're like, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
So why ask then at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally my excuse is I wanted to have like a green screen here so that I don't have to worry about like keeping my background tidy. I can just pull someone up behind me.
And that's why a lot of people like invest in the green screen, isn't it? But yes, welcome to another episode of the Wiki Weekdays podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Karl Smallwood, joined as ever by Lucas Holland, who appears to be sat next to a roaring fire.
Wait, what?
You're just looking like very like warm today because it's very cold in the UK, but like you've just got some nice warm lighting on you.
Well, that's called the sun. It's coming through the curtains.
You got the sun at your end. I ain't got the sun at mine. I've not seen the sun in like 3 days. It's been rain.
No, yeah, for anyone watching on video, the sun is like beaming through the curtains that don't fully block out the sun because they're not like those like blackout curtains. But I am quite toasty, and I do want to mention this because I wore this jumper last time I recorded a video and got a few comments asking about it. So I'll put the link in the description. It's like from like a kind of like small Canadian clothes maker, so I wanted to give them a shout out. They're called Knock Thrice.
Yes.
And a couple of people mentioned like, oh, it kind of looks Zelda-ish, and like, yes, it is like a jumper that is an imitation of like a Zelda like Breath of the Wild tunic, but in red.
But not officially licensed because that would raise the price by about 20, 30 quid and lower the quality by about 20-30%.
Exactly, yeah. It's something like the hero's clothes or something like that. And yeah, it also comes with like a separate like hood that you can buy, and I'll put the links to them in the description. But yeah, just wanted to give them a shout out because this is a very nice and high quality jumper that is like keeping me very cozy this winter and looks cool. So
you're a braver man than me because I gatekeep when people ask me where that thing you've got's cool. Can you tell me where you got it from? No.
Well, normally a lot of them are just like, oh, what, that looks cool, where did you get it? And I'm like, no, the Disney store or something like that. But when it's like a small independent creator, I'm like,
that's fair enough.
Give them the shout out.
If they notice, like, if anyone from that company notices an uptick in sales, sponsor a video. You already know Lucas is.
Don't worry, I'm planning on breaking this bit out and sending it to them.
You're just gonna like just cut it out. Then no, you don't want to do that because then they'll go, well, you already gave us a promo for free without us paying you. Why would we pay you?
No, it's fine. I just want to give them a shout out.
Okay.
But yeah, I also want to give a shout out briefly to the people who I work with in my other job who found out about the channel this week, and all were very like nice and supportive about it. No one took the piss out of me, but giving a special shout out to Katie who called me the Wiki Wanker.
That's immediately entering my lexicon. Immediately, just Wiki Wankers. Let's go.
I was like, obviously, they were doing it in a joking, loving way. I'm not trying to say like they were being a dickhead, but yeah, Wiki Wankers, let's go.
We're the Wiki Wankers, thank you.
The Wiki Wankers, yeah.
I'm down for that. So, like, speaking of words that immediately enter my vocabulary, I went to see like The Offspring over the weekend, and The Offspring as a gimmick had a blimp flying around the arena during intermission, and it'd have like it had a camera on it, it'd film the audience, and like you'd be able to wave to it and stuff. And I just like sent a picture of it really hastily, and then sent it to my friend, and I misspelled blimp as blomp. And just all day for like the last couple of days, every time I message that friend, so we're meeting up tomorrow, every time it's like, oh man, it's like yeah, it's a good blomp, that, innit? So I fear it's entered my vocabulary very quickly of the blomp.
It's similar to like when our friend group discovered the word biffin, right?
Oh, biffin immediately became just the go-to word. And you know what, folks, if you don't know what biffin is, look it up.
Yeah,
Google images, safe search off.
Don't do it. Maybe try Wikipedia first.
have a look. I don't know if it's a real thing. I just got told that's what it was, and I never Googled it myself because I made the mistake of trusting someone.
More likely, you're going to find it on Urban Dictionary, right? It's like
most likely, yes,
one of those words. But
yeah. But if you need a palate cleanser from the biffin, though, we have got today's pet of the week, which is floating below myself and Lucas's face.
Yeah, which quite fitting is called Hades, which Karl, I just beat both bosses on Hades now.
There we go. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, both bosses of Hades, which we won't name the second one because it is like a minor spoiler, unless you know anything about Greek history and myth, in which case it's not a spoiler.
No, definitely not. But it was a spoiler for me, and it was cool to find out, so I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. But yeah, Hades just looking like the big possessed furball of doom down in the bottom.
I can't tell where that cat ends and where it begins. Just this mass of feline cat energy. I respect it. And yeah, if you'd like to submit a pet of the week, you can join a Patreon AT, or you can vote on them by joining our Discord. All found link below.
Yeah. Cool.
And like we always shout out the pet of the week before we do our Patreon producers, if the pets have more value. So they kind of do, because you know what,
oh no,
it's pets, right? I'd rather have a million dog pictures.
I've just realised that as I looked at the screen where I'm doing my capture on the OBS, I've just realised I've made one of the names too big, so one of the PPs goes over the logo and isn't being able to be read properly.
What a hero. Imagine that. Imagine overpowering our own logo on our own channel. That's the power of a PP, a Patreon producer, which you can also become.
You can. I should go and rename those tiers at this point to just be
we should at some point,
the PPs and the big PPs.
Neither of us have been well this last month. We've been basically on the back foot playing catch up for a month.
I mean, if anyone thinks...
And then it's Christmas coming up in 4 weeks, which means in online content creation terms, we need to be 2 to 3 weeks ahead each if we want to take any time off whatsoever.
Yeah, if anyone thinks I look tired, I am on my 8th day of going to my other job in a row, and also having to do all this stuff. So, I took 1 weekend off, and it's just ruining my life. It's
I'm not physically tired, but I'm mentally tired, because I was ill all last week, and my other job is writing scripts, researching scripts. Very difficult to do if you get a headache looking at a screen for more than 5 minutes. So I have about 25,000 words to write before the end of the month.
I will take slinging chicken over that.
But either way, yes. Let's not talk about writing words. Let's talk about reading words. So, Lucas, what wiki have you brought forward for discussion this week?
Let's instead talk about dystopian futures, aka 2025.
Yeah. So, anyone's unfamiliar with the format, we take wikis from across the internet, and we have them in a dueling format. Lucas brings one forward, I bring one forward. We might, right in the middle, we meet up, we do the tag team, like in wrestling. We make our wikis battle, and you've decided to just, I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better. Let's make Karl feel real depressed by talking about a dystopian future.
The dystopian future of 2025.
So, what's the wiki you brought forward then?
So I have brought forward the novel version of The Running Man, which, is, I learned recently, set during the year 2025. And obviously, there is a new Running Man movie made by my favourite director, Edgar Wright.
Starring Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, who I don't think I've ever seen in anything.
They are just when they say a lot of Hollywood leading men look exactly the same. Glenn Powell looks like if you merged all their faces together. He's just got the most generic leading man face.
He is.
He's very handsome, very good looking. But he just looks like someone got Chris Pratt and running through that handsome filter you get on your phone.
Yeah, exactly right. He is the handsome man template at this point, right?
He's got default character creator face.
Yes, he really does. When you joke about being the character on the front of The Sims 3, I think it was.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell is essentially that also.
You ask AI to generate you a Hollywood leading man, it would create Glenn Powell.
And that's not dismissive.
No.
It's just that Glenn Powell is just very naturally and normally attractive.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is a diss. I don't think so. It's not a diss,
I'd hope not. No, but it's more just he's generically handsome and appears in a lot of generic action movies. He's not really had his breakout role yet, as far as I'm aware. Maybe he appeared in something that'd be a bit strange or allows it to flex either his dramatic chops, his comedic chops, anything besides just being good-looking dude. Maybe that's what Running Man does. Maybe Running Man is giving him an opportunity to...
It seems from the reviews like it might not be. It seems a bit more like just generically good from what I've seen review-wise.
Which is not something I really hope from an Edgar Wright project, because all of his stuff seems to be like really, really fucking good.
The one compliment I was about to say, the one comment I've seen on the reviews that I've watched so far have been like, this doesn't feel Edgar Wrighty.
Which is a shame, because his movies have such a distinct visual flair to them. And I'm just looking up now at Glenn Powell's movies. Running Man, Twisters, Top Gun Maverick...
Yeah. And I think he just... correct me if I'm wrong, comments. I don't think he was like one of the leads in Top Gun Maverick. I think he was like a third or fourth kind of tier character.
One of the dudes, and then he was in like Expendables 3.
I
Spy Kids 3, apparently. He was in Spy Kids 3D.
Holy
Game over.
Shit,
so that must have been like...
in Spy Kids 3.
Do you know what? I'm going to look up what he was in Spy Kids, because that was like 20 years ago.
Because that gets me excited. Spy Kids 3.
Okay, he was one of the little shitty kids from Spy Kids. Yes, so he is. You know what? Okay, I'm turning around on Glenn Powell. Do you know if he went back to his roots and did Spy Kids 3 again?
Oh, I need to talk more about Spy Kids, because I adored Spy Kids when I was a kid.
Can we talk about that over like Christmas period? Because I was thinking like for Christmas, I want to pick like stuff that has like a lot of nostalgia to it. Because for me, Christmas is even like we've talked a lot about Christmas movies, but for me, the feeling of the Christmas period, the holiday period, for me is nostalgia. Going home and watching crap on TV.
Yeah, just nostalgia in general, right?
Yeah,
like
And Spy Kids is a very nostalgic series. So can we add that to one of our series?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm so down to talk about Spy Kids. I rewatch Spy Kids 1 like every couple of years, but I'm so down. I don't remember 2 so much, but I'm so down to talk about how bad Spy Kids 3 is.
Yes, as am I. But you know what? I turned all the way around on Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
He was in Spy Kids, he can't be a bad actor.
There's like machetes in there. You can't be a bad actor if you're
good old Danny Trejo.
Oh, but yes. Anyway, going back to the Running Man and like bringing dystopia back into the mix.
We did mention there's one of the other movies, the Arnold Schwarzenegger version.
Yeah, no, there is.
Completely different from both the book and the Glenn Powell version by the looks of it.
It does seem so, yeah. Because I was watching an interview with Edgar Wright, and he was talking about how like, the fact that like, I think it was like 10 years ago or something. He got asked, like, one of those little bits of, like, if you could do a remake and you had any option available, what movie would you make or remake? And his answer was The Running Man. And he basically answered that because he said, I read the novel, I didn't really care about the movie as much. And when I watched the movie, I thought, there's an entire different movie's worth of story to tell out of this novel.
Yeah.
So it does seem they're going for very different things.
It's one of I think we mentioned the novel briefly in another episode a while back, where I got to talk about the ending of the original novel is almost unfilmable.
Right.
Where it has the main character is on a plane and they're going to crash it into the skyscraper where the big bad is. So already you're not going to get that in a film post 2001. You're not having a movie where the hero's heroic final move is crashing a plane into a skyscraper. But also, the main character of the novel, his guts have been flung out of the window because the plane's doors open and his guts are getting sucked out. And he looks through the pilot cockpit window and sees the big bad in his office looking through the window screaming. You're not getting that. It's unfilmable. No actor's going to agree to do that, and no studio's going to make a movie where the heroic thing to do to save the day is crash a plane into a skyscraper.
I think that's just... at least in terms of Hollywood movies, written off for all eternity, right?
Yeah, you're not getting that to happen.
No, but I didn't realise this because it was written under a pseudonym of Richard Bachman. But the novel The Running Man is actually a Stephen King book.
Oh yeah, Stephen King there's a period in the 80s, 90s where he just wrote so much stuff that he had to start writing under a pseudonym because his publisher wouldn't publish it because you're competing with yourself.
Yeah, and I believe specifically with The Running Man, at least what I've seen looking into it a little bit, is that he wrote it like in I think the 70s, and eventually ended up releasing under pseudonym because they were like, you write horror shit? Just, you can't be releasing this like dystopian thriller under the name Stephen King, because that's not the genre.
That's not what you're associated with. Even though Stephen King has written a lot of like, usually shorter, but like a shorter form, but he's written a lot of like sci-fi stuff. Like there's a 5-6 page short story he wrote called The Jaunt, possibly one of the most harrowing things I've ever read. Just in terms of like the concepts behind it, where it's, we invented teleportation in the future, and he's describing teleportation, and it's essentially you jump through this like alternate dimension. It's called jaunting, and you go through, but you have to be knocked out. And he's frames a father telling his kids getting ready for the jaunt of like, why do we have to be knocked out, Dad? And it's because even though it feels like an instant when you're knocked out, if you go through it while you're conscious, your mind experiences tens of thousands of years of consciousness, and people come out the other end completely fucking crazy. And there's a couple of like details that like really freak people out. I talk about, there's a scientist who broke up with his girlfriend and just pushed her in, but then turned it off. And that dude got away with what was effectively murder because his lawyer managed to argue she's in there somewhere, still alive, and in fact, she will never die. So it's impossible to get our client accused of murder because we know for a fact that she's still alive. We just don't know where she is. And it's the idea of like this lady just trapped in an infinite void, falling forever as her consciousness slips away from her.
Yeah, that's haunting. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that Stephen King's good at. He's good at ideas. He's a good idea man.
Obviously, but I think maybe the greatest horror might be, I see here that the first novel was written in 1982, or released in 1982, sorry.
Got it.
But then was collected into the Bachman Books Omnibus, which was 1985. So all of the books that Richard Bachman, quote-unquote, had written were then put together in an omnibus. And what's scary to me is finding out that Stephen King, on top of the Stephen King output, had enough output underneath like a pseudonym to also get an omnibus. And I'm like, how many books has Stephen King secretly written?
A lot. It's like Cujo. Cujo, another one of his good, like really, really good book. Like very scary. About a big spooky dog that eats people. He wrote that in a weekend while high off his tits on cocaine and doesn't remember writing it.
Like, imagine if there's other pseudonyms that Stephen King went under that we don't know about.
I think he's got at least one other pseudonym.
It's so scary to find out how many books this one person has put out.
Just how it makes you feel bad, doesn't it? How prolific a writer he was, and still is to this day. Like I say, he also wrote Carrie.
Yeah.
Like that's another like class. Like the amount of like classic stories, just credits to this singular man.
Like I believe
I tried to read it. It's a fucking nightmare to get through. It's like 500, 600 pages thick per like half.
I think over the last few years, like nearly every year, there's been like 4, 5, 6 adaptations of different Stephen King novels or released as movies, and I'm like,
so many,
the collective work is insane.
But if someone out there is an aspiring filmmaker, Stephen King has something he calls his dollar babies. So he has a bunch of his short stories on his own website. If you contact him and say, hey, I'm like an aspiring filmmaker, or you've got no credits to your name yet, you can buy the rights to one of his short stories for $1 and adapt it. And so you have like, it's adapted from a Stephen King story. You can do that. And he'll send you the rights for $1. And all he requests in return is like, send me a copy of my records. That's how many he's got, that you can just go get one.
Yeah. And that is a sign that this man does not need more money.
That's the thing, like we could go adapt one of his stories if we wanted to.
Could we do a Wiki Weekends video that's technically an adaptation of a Stephen King novel?
Potentially. There's probably a way around it, right? If you want to really stretch the definition of what an adaptation is.
Or if you really want to stretch the definition of what a Wiki Weekends video is.
Yeah, that's like how much content he's just got out there. Ridiculous.
And maybe we could do like a dramatic reading at some point.
Can be done. So like I said, the Jaunts, like I think half a dozen pages.
Maybe we could do that as like a Patreon exclusive at some point. Let us know if you'd like
big,
to do that.
Big spooky page.
I joked in like the Dumb Starbucks video of like, oh, should we just do a silent video for 24 hours with ads on it? And there were people in the comments saying yes, so we might see that at some point. But
just a 24-hour black screen video you can watch overnight that just has an ad every 5 seconds.
Yeah, just to help us out. But I think YouTube, as we joked, like, I'm genuinely being serious. I think YouTube would remove that video very quickly.
Yes, for trying to exploit
I think
the systems.
It's a fun joke to make. Probably a video we can't make.
No, but remember we mentioned Christmas coming up. Back in the Fact Fiend days, I used to record myself like just drinking a cup of tea and send that to you guys so you could edit it.
Yeah,
and so I could pay you for editing, so it'd effectively give you like time off at Christmas.
There were several times where instead of Karl being able to justify giving us a bonus because nothing technically happened, it's like you've got to justify it in some way. As you say, of like, yeah, just here's an easy thing to plug in and just. Here's your new edit for the week, and I'll pay you.
Yeah. It's similar. It's not entirely my idea. I was inspired by Cards Against Humanity for that one. But Cards Against Humanity found out that the people who worked in their factories in China never had a week off, and they asked the factory owner, "Can you give your workers a week off?" We don't do that. Okay, so we're going to buy 2 weeks worth of production, but ask you to produce nothing, and we request that every member of your team, the people working at this factory, just send us a photo of what they got up to, and that's their goal for the next 2 weeks
for the week.
Yeah, and they just had like their website for Cards Against Humanity one year just had like, yeah, here's just a bunch of like photos from people who work in our factory who make our stuff, just visiting family or like traveling the country, which they've never had a chance to do that before. So I was inspired by that.
That's awesome. Yeah, like we often talk as friends about how insufferable Cards Against Humanity became as a party game because every time we would meet up with anyone, everyone wants to do Cards Against Humanity, and it turns out that a lot of people who want to play Cards Against Humanity maybe aren't very good at the game, so it's not that funny. However, the creators of that have done so many good and, quote-unquote woke things with it that I
I've got no beef with the game itself. It's just the people who are like
obsessed with it.
Yeah, critically unfunny use it as a crutch.
So it's like, I can play a game where I get a laugh out of just putting the word "cum" on a table, and it's like, yeah.
I've got no beef with the game itself. But yeah, tell me more about The Running Man, set in 2025. Please tell me like the first like sentence is set in the dystopian, far off year of 2025.
It was, as I say, released in 1982, I think written in the 70s, collected in the Omnibus in 1985, but it is a novel set in the dystopian United States during the year 2025, in which the nation's economy is in ruins and world violence is rising.
And basic plot is that the world is so fucked that one of the few ways for the average person to earn money or have any chance of giving their family a better life is to take part in the titular Running Man game, where they are just hunted.
Yeah,
for sport.
Contestants win money by evading a team of hitmen sent to kill them. And yeah, this is a genre we've talked about before, like videos like Battle Royale and stuff like that. Of like, yeah, this was kind of one of the original like death games premises.
Yeah, it's not an original premise by any stretch of the imagination, but it is one that has been
maybe in the 70s though.
It's definitely been like, adapted and reimagined many, many times. I used to mention like Battle Royale is a similar concept, but it's not so similar, where I think there's much crossover between them. I
will correct myself. Maybe televised death games. Obviously, death games have been a thing long running for a long time. We at very least know about or at least I know about gladiator games in,
which
Roman
is presumably what the draw and inspiration for a lot of these like televised death games are. It's like, or stories that involve televised death games. Like it's the natural evolution of that idea.
Yeah,
instead of just going to a big arena, a gladiatorial arena, and watching people hack each other to pieces, just stream that shit show it on TV or In the modern day, stream that shit on Twitch. And Mr. Beast will host it.
Like fucking Akimbo. Guns Akimbo. But yeah, like Mr. Beast, if they came out and did a Guns Akimbo style death game, I wouldn't be surprised.
I could see you doing it.
Yeah.
I could see you doing it.
I made another 1,000 people unblind because, which he didn't do, apparently.
No.
But yeah,
he just gave a donation to a company, a charity that does that, and then calculated how much his donation was and how much it cost to fix someone's eyesight, and then just went, "That's what my donation paid for."
And then they went, "Oh, he actually didn't calculate any of the extra costs, including
aftercare, bandages, paying the doctors."
Yeah, the doctor payment, the payment for equipment and masks and anyway.
Yeah.
It's
similar to it's like those charities where they build wells in like Africa and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The charities know they'll get more money if their goal is to build a well. The problem is that a lot of those villagers, because there's been charities doing this for decades, have wells. What they really need is maintenance on those wells, but that's not a very sexy thing for a charity. Building a well, we're giving a community water. Maintaining a well, well, they've already got a well. And it's to the point where some of those charities where they build wells will go to villages that already have multiple wells and just dig another one.
And, to call out the creative, the completionist when they were like, oh, hey, I wanted all of the charity donations to only go to specifically, the care of people and not go to,
paying salaries.
The people in charge of these charities that are going to, seep out all of the money.
As he paid himself a wage.
I get where you're coming from with the I don't want it to all go to the higher-ups, but charity runners still need to be paid.
There are overhead costs, yes.
There are more costs involved in charity than just the specific one thing written on the page.
One of the most frustrating things about that was when the completionist talks about it, he specifically singled out, I don't want to pay doctors' salaries. I want to fund research. It's like, who the fuck do you think does research? It's doctors who are paid, because if they weren't being paid, why the fuck would they be doing the research?
You kind of need the doctors there.
Yeah,
and they
he specifically singled out
money.
He was his defense for not donating. Do you want to quickly overview that story?
I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to. I know there's a lot of blurred lines with this because it was mainly his family involved, not him, and he kind of given a lot of responsibilities off to other people. But
always a great idea.
The general gist of it was that hey, I think it was dementia research and help and stuff. We want it to go specifically all this charity work to dementia care.
Which is a thing you can do. You can earmark donations for a specific purpose. A lot of charities don't like when you do that because it stops them from using that money for anything else. For example, a lot of people earmarking donations for the specific building of wells. Mm-hmm. Those charities can't use that to maintain a well. That's why you end up with redundant wells being dug in some places, because we literally can't spend the money on anything else. Otherwise, that constitutes fraud.
And
so we just have to go in and build another well. That's why I don't earmark charitable donations, because guess who knows more about where the money needs to go? The charity themselves.
Yeah, and generally speaking, I don't want to speak for every charity, but most charities don't set up charities to try and drain all of the money out from CO payments.
No, there's a couple of bad eggs.
There's a couple of bad eggs, yeah.
And it's a shame because it does diminish people's faith in charities, which for a vast majority are run by well-meaning people who just want to help.
Mm-hmm. And they still need to pay bail, rent and bills and stuff like that.
There are always going to be overhead costs.
These people still need to live a life and have costs. Yeah.
Yes, even if it's something as simple as just bank fees. That's still a fee that needs to be paid. Like I said, salaries for doctors.
But I will say that one of the reasons was that a lot of charities wouldn't take a quote-unquote small donation because it was only 6 figures, which again,
I call complete horseshit on that.
I don't want to get into the details of that because I've never tried to give a six-figure donation to a charity.
So to clarify one of the dude's excuses, it turns out like someone said, hey, this guy's been collecting charitable donations for in excess of 5-6 years. He's never donated a single penny to any of the charities mentioned. And his response was some variation of, I want to earmark it specifically for research. I don't want to pay a doctor's salary. Also, the charities I contacted won't allow me to donate a quote-unquote small amount. It's like, I have never, in all of my years, some of which have been spent working directly with charities for like sponsored videos and stuff like that, have ever turned their nose up at a donation because it was too small. Horseshit of an excuse.
That's what I see it as. I don't know how like company donations work, but technically as a company, Wiki Weekends has donated like $50 amounts to multiple charities. No one's turned it down. And
no one's turned it down.
I keep getting leaflets and like information of what my donation's doing from the Trevor Project, who we donated to one time with $50 or £50, I think it was.
So to clarify, like when we have like guests on the podcast and they don't want money, we'll just send their fee because we don't want to not pay someone. We send their fee to a charitable organisation of their choice.
If they don't want the fee, we just send it to a charity, and either way is fine. But like, yeah. It's like they're sending materials out to me for $50 or 50 quid. I can't remember which one it was. But they wouldn't take 6 figures. I'm like, anyway, we're going back to the dystopian future of 2025, Karl.
That story always pissed me off because the dude's excuse was like, I didn't want to pay a doctor's salary. Who the fuck do you think does research, dipshit?
Yeah. God. It does piss me off.
And then in fact, it's like mysteriously, like after the news broke, they suddenly found, all the money got donated all in one big go. Instantly, again, no problem. Stop asking. Why still talking about it?
Like, I don't specifically want to aim that bullet at one specific person if they've
I would.
They did a fucked up shitty thing. If they've given other people responsibilities they haven't followed up on. Okay. However, at the end, like the book stops with you. Is that the saying?
The book stops here. Yeah. Like you're in charge. You make if the mistake happened on your watch, you've got to shoulder responsibility of that mistake. And it's not like whoopsie doopsie. Like I didn't upload a video. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars going unaccounted for a charitable organisation.
Yeah, it's not when we're like, oh, sorry, like I forgot to upload to like the RSS feed last week. It's like, no, this is hundreds of thousands of dollars in charitable donations.
And the excuse made was
were going for years to actual charities that they showered out. Oh, and it's wild to think that, like,
it's amazing as well that you can just get away with doing that by just not uploading for 2 weeks.
Should we just do that?
It's great. It's like it's amazing that you can just do something like, I wouldn't call it fraud because that's like opens up for libel. What I'll call it is being
we are, all of this stuff is like being said allegedly.
No, it's not. They admitted to it. They admitted to it in a video.
I'm trying to just cover us legally.
But I'm not going to call it fraud. I'm just going to call it being a huge piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you can just be a huge piece of shit and then just not upload for 2 weeks, and then when people bring it up, go, why are you still bringing it up? What's the big deal?
Well, it's kind of fitting.
It's only more money than most people will earn in like a decade.
Maybe a lifetime, yeah. And like, it's interesting as well because The Running Man is kind of about this, right? Of like, the Running Man TV show of the hitman that are sent to kill people, The Death Game, is essentially just meant to be like distracting people from the actual dystopian future that they're living in, right?
It's a classic trope, isn't it? It's the opiate of the masses.
It is, again, very fitting. Well done, Stephen King, because right now we have a US president that is trying to distract you from awful stories with weird shit.
Yeah, we're going to have a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Like, there's so many people talking about, like, there's a ballroom being built in the White House or some crap, and it's like, oh, okay. Every time the Epstein files are mentioned, or, like, new emails come out and shit in law cases, and it's, Oh, what about, let's say a UFC fight, or what about just other random crap to distract you? Just, oh dear. It's a shame that we have to bring up a novel from nearly 50 years ago to describe what's happening right now as a dystopia, rather than being able to be like, hey, do you know what? Turns out that novel written 40 years ago, 50 years ago about the world being a utopia, like, why can't we just get a Star Trek, Karl?
Because it'd require people to stop letting their ego inform the decisions that they make.
I know why, but hypothetically, wouldn't it be nice if we could be looking at the wiki for Star Trek and going, everything worked out.
Everything was great. Everything was fantastic.
It's it literally, when we go to the plot, it's like, in 2025, the world's economy is in shambles and America has become a totalitarian dystopia. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make light of this because I think it's fascinating when something lines up in this way, right?
Yeah, it's one of the tweets there's load-bearing tweets, I think they're called, where it's like they become just part of modern vernacular because they so effortlessly and usefully capture a specific feeling or idea. And we have the Torment Nexus, where it's like sci-fi writer in the 60s. I wrote the Torment Nexus as a cautionary tale about designing the Torment Nexus. Mm-hmm. Fast forward 15 years. Fast forward to today. Hey, we have created the Torment Nexus from the hit book. Do not create the Torment Nexus.
Oh.
It's like, hey, Stephen King's like, I wrote this novel about, wouldn't it be kind of fucked up if humanity got to such a point where we found our entertainment watching people fight for their life, literally risk their life fighting for scraps on the TV, and Mr. Beast bet, fucking great idea for a show.
Let's go. I mean, that literally happened.
Yeah, a Squid Game show. It's basically his entire brand is built around Dance Monkey Dance.
Will you risk certain amount of human limitation for money?
For money. He's building a theme park in Saudi Arabia with slave labor.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah, he's looking to build. If it's built in Saudi Arabia, it's built using fucking slave labor, isn't it?
No, I just meant, is he actually trying to build a theme park in Saudi Arabia?
Mr. Beast, we already built his own fucking company town. Remember that?
Yeah,
he built the Mr. Beast company town where it's like, oh, I've got so many editors and so many people working for me, and he framed it as I built a community that revolves entirely around my video production. It's like, you built a company town.
Yeah, which company towns are interesting. And I think maybe that's another, thing that we could talk about on Wiki Weekends at some point.
Just for people who don't know what a company town is, it's when big companies or factories or areas of industry would build a specific town for their workers. And on paper, it sounds great. All the workers get somewhere to live. But the place they live is controlled by the place they work. And very quickly, they became corrupt as all fuck, where companies would start doing stuff like paying their staff with scrip. Effectively, a pseudo-currency they could only use to buy things from stores that they also owned, effectively turning those employees into slaves.
There are decent stories as far as I'm aware, though, because I grew up near one of those towns, and I don't live there anymore, but I grew up relatively close to a place called Port Sunlight, which I believe was a soap factory, company town, and the people there were well paid. They had local amenities, and they had a good community, and the people got pissed off when it stopped coming a company town because they felt the values were being ruined. And that might be, we can talk about cults in that and stuff, but
it also depends on the level of control exercised by the company who builds the amenities in the town, like I said. But it's something that is rife for abuse, and the fact that Mr. Beast built one, he built his own company town, Beastville.
That's the thing is, there's a scale on how bad it can become, and the people who live there talked about how we felt like we were trapped in an editing hole where we couldn't leave and couldn't do anything, and we basically didn't get like any money because it was all essentially fronted to our like, you know, living standards and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a very cynical side of where you can take that way. There's also the side of like, hey, we just want our workers to live close by, not have to have a horrible commute, get paid well, have a community. It can go both ways.
Well, as I say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, isn't there? Mm-hmm. I'd always side-eye any company who's like, we have our employees' best interests in mind. It's like, are you Costco? Are you that company that sells Arizona iced tea? No, I don't fucking trust you.
The Arizona iced tea one, like, really gets me of like, oh yeah, we still just sell it for like $1 or whatever.
99 cents.
99 cents. It's like, we don't need to. We don't. The only reason to raise the price is to pay us more. And no, we don't need to do that. We get paid well enough. It's like, it's wild that at least there's a company out there that if that turns out to be a horrible company, then we're all done.
Yeah. They're trying. But tell me more about The Running Man. So it's 2025. America is in a totalitarian dictatorship.
Yeah. So I'll obviously we need to move on with the podcast at some point. I've got work later, but yeah, the writer, it says obviously The Running Man is the last of 4 books written by Stephen King under the name Richard Batman before the author's real identity was leaked to the media. So the last 4 books are Rage, The Long Walk, Road Work, and obviously The Running Man. Yeah.
Yep. And The Long Walk just became a movie. It was released this year. It's okay.
Again,
interesting concept. So,
just Stephen King adaptations just coming out of his ears.
Yeah, it's really funny as well watching everyone's reaction to it of like, people don't know The Long Walk. It's, again, dystopian near future America, where like one like young man from each of the 50 states just takes part in what's known as The Long Walk, where you just walk until you die. And the last person there gets one wish.
Stephen King was on some shit, man. Like, both theoretically and probably just don't know what's going on with that man's mind.
There's something kind of like broken inside his head. Like, as well, there's a lot of like weirder details that keep recurring in his work. And people always talk about in it, for some reason, like it's not in any version of the story that's been adapted so far.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I want to talk about, right? The underage gangbang.
Yeah.
Where all the characters, when they're kids, decide to have a gangbang in the sewers before confronting it. And it's described over the course of like 3-4 pages in explicit detail. As I mentioned the jaunt earlier. It's only 6 pages long. For some reason, Stephen King specifically decides to, via the guise of his character, talk about the fact that his prepubescent daughter doesn't have breasts yet. It's like, why did you put that detail in the story? It's completely unnecessary. You could just say, my daughter is 11 years old.
Yeah, and like,
there's a lot of details like that in his work.
The justification for the it stuff was like, oh, hey, it's a sign that these children have gone through so much childhood trauma that they're gaining like early maturity. It's like, no, I don't care how you frame that. It's not okay. That's not good. Like,
it's also strange that it's a recurring element in all of your work.
Yeah, like not obviously.
Yeah, but it's like Quentin Tarantino in it. Of like, how many of his movies have women getting strangled in them? To the point where in Inglourious Bastards, he's the person who strangles the lady playing Hammerschmidt.
Strangling or for fetish stuff, right? Yeah.
So why specifically Quentin Tarantino did you write a story that a woman needs to be strangled in? Criticize the extra for not strangling the woman hard enough, and then put the Nazi outfit on yourself and went over and strangled the woman.
Wait, what?
Did you let the lady get strangled to death? Where it's
by Christoph Waltz, right?
Christoph Waltz, yeah. But for the close-up of the hands on the neck, Quentin Tarantino did not think that Christoph Waltz was doing it well enough, so he put the uniform on and went over and strangled her himself.
God, I'm now dying. So I don't know what to think about that so much. I do know what to think about that. I'm just not going to say it.
It's again, right? It's one thing to write it into your story, then you write it into your story and go, but it has to be me. I have to put the Nazi uniform on and strangle this white woman to death.
Yeah, and this is one of many reasons, people, why women, when they turn around and say, Quentin Tarantino is your favorite director, really?
And never forget, one of Brad Pitt's funniest quotes is at like the roast of Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino has made more women take their shoes off than the TSA.
Yeah, I appreciate some of those films. I like Inglourious Bastards, but yeah, red flag out there. Just letting everyone know, your favorite director is Quentin Tarantino. Maybe go watch some other movies.
Or watch the behind the scenes making ofs and go, ooh.
That's actually probably a better suggestion. Is maybe look deeper into those movies and go, oh no, no,
don't like this.
No. It's like, okay, there are some questionable people in Edgar Wright movies, and I mentioned that Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors. I don't believe Edgar Wright was in on it all the time. You know what I mean? Oh dear. Karl's dying too. We're both coughing our heads off.
I was going to say, like, just look at who Quentin Tarantino casts himself as, and then look at who Edgar Wright casts himself as for his director's cameo.
Has he done that before?
Yeah, he's in Hot Fuzz. I think he's the guy at the petrol station.
Oh,
in Hot Fuzz,
right,
because he used to work in a petrol station. He's the guy's like, do you want anything else? And what's Quentin Tarantino like cameo as? Oh, person who strangles woman in Nazi uniform, or rapist number 3.
Or guy who gets to say the N-word a lot, or guy who gets to drink tequila off Salma Hayek's foot.
No. He wrote that that was Robert Rodriguez's script, and Quentin Tarantino's asked for that cameo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Karl. Oh, dear. It's like, yeah. Good filmmaker, maybe not good person. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing the Running Man version of, the Edgar Wright version of the Running Man. Because, yeah, I really like Edgar Wright's films. It's a little bit disheartening to hear that a lot of the Edgar Wright-isms are like taken out of this, of like the transitions and quick editing and stuff like that. Yeah.
I do want to watch it though, so I can get an idea of what his Ant-Man film would look like. This is Edgar Wright when he's got a studio telling him to stop being Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
I'm curious because, like, obviously that's why he left the Ant-Man, because he was kept getting told by the studio of like, make it more in line with other Marvel movies. This feels like make it a generic action movie. So why'd you get Edgar Wright to make a generic action movie?
I presume because he was just passionate about making it. I'd say like he's willing to
cede some level of creative control to work on a project that he wants,
which maybe says a lot about Marvel, because he really wanted to make an Ant-Man movie, and he ended up leaving that project pretty early because of how controlling they apparently were. And that's one side of the story, but I am, based off his other projects, I'm inclined to believe him. But yeah, I'd like to see the movie. It's got good reviews, but just not great reviews, which is
didn't do good at the box office, but it's getting fairly decent reviews. It's on my list. I just looked at it.
It's decent reviews. Yeah,
I've got no interest in what this is like. The most I'm going to watch it on a plane movie ever.
Yeah, which shouldn't be what an Edgar Wright movie is, because even when it's like, oh, do you want to watch like Scott Pilgrim? And it's like, well, what's it about? It's like a band in a.
It's about a huge arsehole.
It's about an arsehole that's in a battle of the bands, and it's like, not really. And it's still a really good movie.
We need to talk about like Scott Pilgrim at some point, because it's one of those like we
did do a Wiki Weekends on it.
Oh, okay, you mentioned like Quentin Tarantino. Of like Scott Pilgrim's one of those movies where it's like 500 Days of Summer, or like a Quentin Tarantino movie where you watch it with someone and ask them, so do you relate to the main character of this film? Oh yeah, of course I relate to Scott. And it's like, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
That thing is, I see it as a positive. I probably said it in the video that we did, where when I first watched the movie, I related to Scott as a 15-year-old and was like, that guy's a nice guy and he should get more from these women. And then I watch it as an adult and I'm like, oh, Scott's the horrible person. I'm glad I've grown as a human being.
It was one of my favourite, I think someone was getting mad at me because I mentioned that in a video at some point, like, Scott Pilgrim's not an arsehole. And I said, the ending of the movie is Scott encounters Nega Scott, who's his total inverse. And the joke is that his total inverse is a reasonable guy who's willing to sit down and have a conversation about it. His total inverse is a nice guy.
You can read it as Scott being so mild as a person that both versions are just kind of bland.
Yep.
I get that reading, but the movie doesn't tell that reading. The books don't tell that reading. The anime doesn't tell that reading. Everyone calls him out for being an asshole. Including
himself, where right at the end of the movie, where he straight up looks at like Knives and says, I was wrong for what I did to you. And then to like the drummer, he tells her, I was wrong for what I did to you.
Like, he gains the power of self-respect, but his power for self-respect is admitting that he was wrong. I cheated on you. I treated you like shit. I am sorry.
You didn't deserve that. You deserve someone better.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I said, he's total invert. He's like, it's not. What's the joke you always say? It's not the subtext. It's the text.
It's the literal text, and his ending is character growth, and he levels up for it. And people go, I don't know why Scott's treated so badly. I don't know why these women hate him. And it's like, I get it. I was a whiny 15-year-old at some point, but man, you've got to learn to read the literal text. Yeah. And great movie, by the way.
Great movie, yeah.
I will argue that it is a great book series and great movie because the ending is literally the douchebag learning his lesson and becoming a better person.
Yeah.
That's
same
the
with
point
all those projects,
of the story.
Isn't it? It's like the end of 500 Days of Summer. The end of 500 Days of Summer is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character realising he was an arsehole and making slow, steady growth.
It's like, oh no, but we were like destined to be together. It's like, no, maybe I just fantasized this and romanticized this relationship, and yeah, maybe I should grow as a person and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah. I'm certainly out. Running Man ends that way. Glenn Powell, like, I should be better.
Well, one last thing to end on is that I did hear Edgar Wright talk about the fact that, like, hey, one of the things they did just as a fun bit was put Arnold Schwarzenegger on the like $100 bill as if like he was the president.
Ah, okay.
So he was like, well, in this world that I've imagined, you know, the like stipulation of you can't be a president if you were born outside of America isn't real. So in our Running Man, the governor of California that was Arnold Schwarzenegger ended up becoming the president, and that's how we like kind of sold Arnold on it.
Which
I've just like put Arnie on the $100 bill.
Which would have been a great joke if not for the fact Demolition Man made it first.
Did they?
Demolition Man made the joke in Demolition Man where Sandra Bullock is talking to Sylvester Stallone about it's a future sci-fi dystopia movie. Sylvester Stallone, cop from the 80s, frozen. Transferred like 60 years into the future. I think to 2015. And while they're having like, you know, he's learning about the world. Says, there's a law passed by President Schwarzenegger in like the 2000s. And it's like, that guy became president. It's like, they changed the limit on natural born citizens becoming president.
Okay.
And it's a nod to the fact that Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger had a friendly rivalry. And that's when Arnold Schwarzenegger was floating the idea of running for governor. So it's not even an original joke, and I don't like the idea of an Edgar Wright movie not making an original joke. Demolition Man made that joke first.
That's the thing. I've not seen Demolition Man. I can't imagine that Edgar Wright doesn't know about Demolition Man, being the cinephile that he is, and being like, you know, the person that's watched like seemingly every movie goddamn on earth. But yeah, that is a little bit disheartening to hear, but it's still a fun bit.
It's a fun cameo, but Demolition Man did it first. There was not a lot Demolition Man did first, so.
No, yeah. Demolition Man, another one of the many, many weird 80s movies that is not just an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, or like Arnie adjacent film, I guess.
Yeah.
But like those action movies that were like, isn't the future going to just be horrible? It's like, I guess we're just living in that timeline, Karl.
Well, the future in Demolition Man's actually, it's a dystopia, but it's the alternate kind of dystopia where the world becomes so passive. That's how they took over, where they made everything's all safe and secure. And you trade that safety and security for a complete lack of any sort of freedom or self-expression. So it's still a dystopia, just a different kind of dystopia.
And yeah, it does say that it's not even 80s. The Running Man original draft was 73.
Okay, so that's the novel. I think Demolition Man's 90s, I think.
87 was the film.
Okay.
So it was the draft of the book written in 73. Then it came out in 82, and 5 years later, the film was released with Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1987.
Got it.
But yeah, the 80s were mostly obsessed with dystopian futures for us, and then I guess the one, I think, 80s film that wasn't was Back to the Future 2, right? Of just like, hey, we're going to have like hoverboards and self-tying shoes.
2015 is going to be great.
2015 is
literally the start of everything going to shit, 2015.
But yeah, that was The Running Man. And Karl, if we just take a quick break and then come back to your wiki and housekeeping and all that good jazz. Cool. So, Karl, we are back, and is there any housekeeping that you need to do specifically?
Not particularly, no. Besides just thanking everyone for their patience as myself and you just drag ourselves kicking and screaming towards normalcy. So right now I feel like an iPhone that's on like 70%. Last week it was on like 30%. But hopefully by next week I'm on like 80-90%.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I get a bit more used to the rhythms of like just working so much and stuff. But like, yeah, at the minute it's just been me trying and find time to sleep mainly. So I do apologise. I'll say took one weekend off and it's ended up me being like 8 days in and just being tired, but we're doing our best.
Yes.
And hopefully that 24 hours of silence with many ads will help.
We can figure it out. It's an idea I'd like to pursue, but we need to like get the logistics sorted.
I honestly, I don't think we can.
Yeah, I think YouTube would absolutely create our analytics for it, but
yeah, and obviously we do have to just shout out the Patreon as usual. Just like, if you'd like to help us not need to do that, then the Patreon is there. We have a few different tiers that you can join at, including like the voting tier, the PP tier that you'll see above our head, and the big PP tier where you'll get a nice long shout out at the end of our videos. But if you don't want to or don't have the money to, then that's an option too. And
watch that 6-hour video, 16-hour video, 65-hour video, however long we can get it to be. Just like, this is as many ads as possible in this one video.
Again, I legitimately don't think we can make it work, but we can discuss it.
We'll give it a go, yeah.
We can poke that bear. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else specifically that we need to shout out other than like, give us a like, give us a share, make sure you subscribed, all that good jazz.
Well, speaking of which, Lucas, the topic I brought for today is one that's been on my list for a while, and you said we need to be a bit quicker this week. So you've got a hard out, yes?
I've got a pretty hard out at about 4-ish.
Okay, so
in about 45 minutes.
Let's talk about the list of most disliked YouTube videos on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
We're on YouTube. Right now, you can watch this video on YouTube. You can dislike this video if you like, but it literally serves no purpose because we don't see it on the back end. I think we can. No, I've never checked it ever. I don't care.
On the front end, it has been removed.
Yeah,
I think we can check it. Yeah,
and have you met anyone ever who cares about YouTube dislikes? Because I've never met someone on YouTube who cares about it. It's only people who seemingly their primary content that they consume is all on YouTube, and they seem to think it's a big deal.
The only times I've ever seen anyone mention like the dislike to like ratio seems to be on Reddit.
Yeah, people who are obsessed with watching YouTube videos,
and people who are obsessed with that one like community or dislike of that one community or something along those lines, right?
Yeah. Well, I've never met anyone who gives a shit, but they're out there. I know they are because they exist online. Like I said, they're on communities like Reddit where they see when the YouTube removing of like dislikes as something they still complain about it to this day.
Mm-hmm. And it's a metric that maybe should be like there to look at, but I think it was just one of those of similar to like review bombing on Steam. Of like,
it's just
it doesn't actually serve the proper purpose.
No, at best, it is a gauge of whether or not the content you've produced is in line with what your audience expects. At worst, it emboldens the absolute most just shit tier people on the internet.
I think to like...
The minor value that it added to look at a video and go, okay, so most likes on most videos hover around like 95%, 90%. If it dips below that, it's okay, what's something about this video that people don't like? That's a good... It's good. From I'm speaking analytically here, as someone who works online, that can be useful. I would not trade that utility.
Video, like, every video that we've made near enough has sat around like a 98, 99% without fault, right?
Yep, even before like the change.
Yeah, it's even one of those of just like, unless you're making someone that's like either outwardly offensive or got a reason to be campaigned against, you're probably not going below that.
Yes, and like I said, the only way, if you see like a small percentage, like 5-10%, that can be a good gauge of something about your content as upset or otherwise made your core audience dislike, literally, that video you made out. I would not trade that minor bit of utility for the ability for the most annoying fucking people on the internet to think they have quote-unquote won by disliking a video a lot.
No, I can't remember the exact details, but I remember at some point it was either like a Captain Marvel movie, probably the Marvels, or like something Brie Larson related, where people got this absolute hate boner for Brie Larson and just were negatively reviewing and disliking everything that she was involved with, right?
Yes, and it has very little actual value, but as I say, it emboldens the worst kind of people, the most annoying people. I'm not going to say the worst. There are plenty of people worse. The most annoying people. The most annoying people online never shut the fuck up about it, to the point where there are still people around today who are annoyed that they can't just dislike bomb videos that they don't like. It's like, just watch anything else.
Yeah, it similar-ish to game reviews.
Yes, almost wholly valueless too.
Game reviews, at least on like Steam, for example, actually do kind of matter.
So they show your watch time. That's the only way I can see if dislike got brought back. If it had like watch time or how long that person would be subscribed to the channel, that could have value. But it doesn't.
Like, there are people I know that, well, not people I know. I'm aware of the fact that people in the Destiny community, if there was an update to Destiny that they didn't like, and even if they were like 4,000 hours played, it was like one update came out, they left the game a negative review, and then even if the problems were fixed, it's like that review is there forever, and it's a review that's negative from a person that's got 4,000 hours in the game.
It's like reviews for the most part are almost valueless online, especially with the rise of AI and stuff. Do you see like Sydney Sweeney? Like she had a new movie that came out and no fuckers watching it, and her PR firm was sending begging letters to like industry trade mags and review websites asking them, hey, can you like stop being negative in your headlines about the fact this movie's getting bad reviews, and all the reviews of that movie are like 1 or 2 stars, and all the positive ones are from accounts that were made that week and only have reviewed that one movie. It's like, what value does that offer to me as a consumer? Almost none, because it's actively obfuscating any useful information that the average consumer could want of, is the movie good? Well, I don't know, because everyone's either giving it 5 stars or 1 star.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, you know, just calling people out, I can't believe the fact that Sydney Sweeney did interviews where it was like, hey, do you see, like, the backlash to the weird ad that you made? And the like, kind of almost conspiracy theory-esque meaning behind what you did with the blue jeans thing and all that jazz. And it was like, I like jeans. And it's no comment. Just move on.
It's just very strange. It's like actively denying that it exists. Very clearly that was the intention. So there's plenty of companies. So a basic overview of that is Sydney Sweeney, actress, appeared in an ad for American Eagle, where it's like, she has great jeans. And it's a picture of her wearing a pair of jeans with, like, an arsehole hanging out. And very quickly people picked up on, okay, you've got a blonde-eyed, blue-eyed woman, because as well, American Eagle tried to do another campaign where they had more diverse body types, at least in terms of advertising. That didn't go very well.
So blonde-haired, I think you meant to say, but yeah, blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, yes. But like the advertising campaign before that did not lean into that. It was like more diverse and broad range of body types, like jeans are for everybody. Very quickly it was pointed out, like, this really feels like racist dog whistling. Dog whistling, people don't know. The term is used like the same way dog whistle can only be heard by a dog. Racist dog whistles can only be picked up on by racists. And because they're not overt, you can deny them. But it's like, so you immediately go to blonde-haired, blue-eyed lady. She's got great genes, homophone for genetics. It's a bit fucking weird that you're doing this. Right?
If they denied it wasn't intentional, it was very weird.
That's the thing, right? If I don't know what's worse. Like, is it worse that it's intentional and that the company is actively trying to surreptitiously, secretly signal to racists that, hey, we're the company for you? Or is it worse that the people making the advert didn't see that and then, after it was brought up to them, didn't care?
And then, when there's been clear backlash and a lot of talk about it, when Sydney Sweeney was asked, it was like, well, I like jeans.
Yeah. It's like, if it was accidental and no offence or like racist dog whistling was intended, you'd think the reasonable average person's response to that would be to be horrified. It's like when you have like YouTubers and content creators who like dog whistle to racist aspects of their fan base, or they suddenly like they've cultivated a racist, awful, xenophobic, bigoted fan base. If that ever happened to me, I'd be horrified. I'd be horrified to find out the audience I was cultivating or the content I was making was appealing to bigots, because that's not a value that I have. But then you have like some content creators when it's brought up to them, they either they play dumb or pretend that it's not a big deal. And it's like, I'd be horrified.
Yeah.
And the only reason you wouldn't be horrified is if you either don't care or you believe it.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to have any other sort of reading there.
The reading I get is that Sydney Sweeney's like, if I make any statement either way, I lose out on money. Which
well, she's also a registered Republican.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And she's dating Scooter Braun, who's a sex predator.
Yeah, no, it was not a good interview. It was not a good look. And fuck them for being so
It's
cowardly.
just a really easy... It's like the most easy layup ever of just say out loud you don't like racists. It's really just out loud say it. We just like... I know it's silly, but the fact... We just need you to say it out loud so people know that you're not. Why would I do that? And there it is.
I know people watching the video version who may have not watched a lot of content of ours, if there is anyone out there. But it's like, well, Lucas is literally sitting here as a pale, blonde hair, blue-eyed person. I'm a ginger, just to clarify. Like, the blonde hair is just bleach blonde dye. I'm not blonde hair, blue-eyed, so I do not categorize myself in that same region. But, like, yeah, it's a bad read. It's a bad look.
There's only one reading you can really have of someone who refuses to say it out loud, and that is that either you're racist or you don't mind appealing to racists, which is as good as being one.
Which, you know, I'm comfortable to say on air that, like, fuck racists, fuck fascists, you know.
There's actually a weirdly large amount of content creators who've just been asked to say it. Just say it out loud, and they refuse to. And it's like, why would you...
I would hope we say it often enough of, like, you know, trans rights, human rights.
Well, the fact we just engage with subject matter that would be seen as, you know, political by those weirdos. But either way, you know, in regards to dislikes, so this is the list of the most disliked YouTube videos, and it contains the top 42 videos, the most dislikes as of 2021, as derived from YouTube's own charts.
how many dislikes are we going to get from that bit of the conversation?
Well, that's the thing, yeah, and that's why I think like dislikes as a whole, the same way you mentioned like reviews and stuff, they do have a very small amount of utility, and if everybody used them the correct way, they'd actually be a really useful analytic for gauging audience engagement, interaction, and whether or not the fan base that you've cultivated is one that's agreeing with the direction your content is going in. As they're currently used by, as I said, the most annoying people online, they have no real value. Because most people either actively ignore that as a system or only engage with it as a tool to try and silence or suppress viewpoints they don't like.
I mean, never forget, Karl, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 boycott server of Discord or whatever it was.
And they were all playing Modern Warfare 2.
And every single person was playing Modern Warfare 2. And it's like, yeah, these people are just assholes who, for, that one moment, want to dislike that one thing, review bomb that one thing, have no actual commitment to that dislike, and will just move on to the next shitty project.
Well, it's just part of online discourse, isn't it? Again, it's the part of online discourse that's only really interacted with by just the most annoying people. And I say the most annoying people because I can't imagine how fucking infuriating it'd be to interact with someone who gives that much of a shit about a YouTube dislike. So people still bring it up now 5 years later. It's like, fuck, stop banging on about it. It was 5 years ago.
But yeah, what are the most disliked videos?
Well, so the dislike count was taken directly from the page of videos itself. YouTube implemented the like and dislike button in 2010 as part of a major site redesign. Prior to this, it was a 5-star rating system.
I'm so glad that YouTube just doesn't randomly update the website in a meaningful way anymore.
Oh yeah, they do it all the fucking time. So as of December 13, 2018, YouTube Rewind 2018 is the most disliked video on the site, with 15 million dislikes, which rapidly surpassed the music video for Justin Bieber's Baby.
So, does it say why? Because,
I think
YouTube Rewind is just the biggest YouTube videos of the year.
Well, let's have a look then. So YouTube Rewind 2018, Everybody Controls Rewind, is a video that was uploaded to the official YouTube channel, or the official YouTube channel of YouTube, and it is the most disliked video on the platform. It features references to video games and internet culture, starring YouTubers such as known sayer of the N-word, Ninja, Marquis Brownlee, as well as celebrities like Will Smith and Trevor Noah. And I think that's why it became so disliked of, hey, YouTube is for everybody. Will Smith opens up the video.
Is that the Will Smith one?
So it's the one where YouTube tried to become more corporate and it's like, hey, we want celebrities associated with the brand, not content creators like Ninja who randomly screamed the N-word. That's the thing. Will Smith, love him or hate him, is a fairly safe brand to invest in. Save that one time he walked on stage and tried to kick the shit out of Chris Rock. But that's an outlier.
That is an outlier.
For the most part, he's been a fairly safe commodity to invest in. The social capital of.
All people that may have randomly screened the N-word at one point.
Well, remember we watched it was the Streamer Awards, and they had it was the Game Awards. It's Trending Gamer of the Year. And I just sat there next to you and Googled each person in the Trending Gamer Awards, and every single one of these has said the N-word. Every single one.
It's not a good look. But yeah, I do remember that one, and that makes sense of the Will Smith one, of that was the one where it's like, let's celebrate Will Smith as a YouTube content creator. It's like, Will Smith maybe shouldn't be celebrated as a YouTube content creator.
That's
maybe somewhere else he might have got a following before YouTube.
And I can see why the wider community of YouTube would choose to actively show their discontent with that video and dislike it.
Because, Will Smith should not be counted as a person that was successful on YouTube, because he wasn't. He was a person that was successful and then just put his name on YouTube.
A video that is supposed to be highlighting and celebrating all the things that make YouTube a great platform, the collaborative nature, the fact that it is you can have a lot of homegrown success on there. That's what you'd hope something like that would celebrate.
Anyone can become a YouTube star, and the opening is, well, it's Will Smith. It's fucking Will Smith.
Yes, but the problem is that the dislike bar, as you're going to find out when I go through the top videos, is largely just used by weirdo stands of one piece of content or another, because 90% of the top most, the 42, because the top 50 can't be tracked, because obviously they can't track this anymore, but 90% of the top 42 most disliked videos are all music videos.
Oh, so it's just we don't like this person.
It's mostly used by either people like memeing on a song that's not very good, or stands of someone else.
I just say, like, it was very, very popular to dislike Justin Bieber for a long time.
Well, oddly enough. So let's go through it. Rank number 1, YouTube Rewind 2018. It has a 86% dislike ratio with 20 million dislikes.
Which I don't think 86% of people watching that video realize the kind of message behind putting Will Smith in that video.
I'd hazard a guess that the majority of people who dislike that video did so because they saw it trending as one of the most disliked videos and wanted to just get in on the trend. If you ask, I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there who still are clambering or banging on about bringing the dislike button. But if you ask them why they want to have it back, they wouldn't be able to articulate an actual reasoning for so. And I'd like to know if there's anyone out there. If you can articulate an actual, genuine reason for why you'd want the dislike button bringing back, that doesn't amount to, I just like pressing the button and knowing that people saw I didn't like the thing.
The one time I will argue for dislike or downvote in this sense is the most downvoted Reddit post of history, which was the Star Wars Battlefront community dev or whatever.
And that's the thing. And that's why someone's probably going to bring up of it's good for community action or alerting people to misinformation. It's but that's not what it's used for, though, is it? That's just
not normally.
That's a handy outlier you can point to as justification for wanting to get the thing back. That, for the most part, only promotes negativity.
And that's why I wanted to mention it, is because it is an outlier. It is a justified, individual post that should have got a downvote to hell.
Yes,
because the person said nobody wants to buy a pink Darth Vader, and everyone, fuck yes we do. Fuck you, make it sillier.
Yes.
But yeah, going on, Karl.
Next one, number 2, Baby Shark. And this is when you're going to start to notice a trend of not only are a lot of the dislike video songs, they're songs for literal children or preteens that grown adults make their personality about disliking. Because straight after that, speaking of preteens and babies, the number 3 is an Indian movie, Sadak 2. Not nothing to say about it. I can't comment on why that would be unpopular. But number 4, Baby by Justin Bieber featuring Ludacris. And the hate on Justin Bieber is so strange to look back on now when you realise it was a bunch of literal grown adults beefing with a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
who couldn't give less of a fuck about what they thought of them.
Well, it's a bit sad with Justin Bieber because he must have cared to a degree, because
you'd hope he was insulated from it to a degree. But
I mean just the general hate, because obviously very quickly he seemed to become quite aggressive with fans and stuff, and people gave him beef for it. But it's
I can understand.
The fans were aggressive with him.
Yeah, and he was 15.
And all he got was, as a teenager, a tidal wave of shit from adults that hated him, and
because it was cool to dislike him.
Yeah.
And then you realise he made music for preteen girls, was 15 himself, and grown adults made it their entire personality to dislike it. It's like with Twilight, right? How many grown adult men made it their entire personality to dislike Twilight? A series of books and later movies for literal teenage girls.
Yeah, and I kind of saw it a little bit, not much. I'm not trying to call myself a victim or anything, but when I did a video on K-pop Demon Hunters, and there were several comments in there of this is a grown man talking about K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, I saw that, because I think within half an hour we got comments saying that, and I think I responded to it on your behalf, saying, and you're a grown man commenting on a video about K-pop Demon Hunters, who's the real loser, and that comment got deleted instantly.
And it's
hey. Why? I think then another one, I told him, have you got any whimsy in your soul?
Yeah, just hey, I'm just a human being trying to have fun. like, I'm allowed to have fun. K-pop Demon Hunters is fun and catchy and cool. And fuck it, I'm a Disney adult. Of course I'm going to like K-pop Demon Hunters. But, like, just the idea of then going to the next level of being an actual adult that gives a shit about another adult having fun.
But then as well, that's the thing, is then it's the extra level of giving enough of a shit to write a comment about it. It's like,
yeah.
It's one thing to disagree with you, but it's another thing of like, if you're going to criticise someone for like, oh, you're wasting your time talking about something you see as being for like teenage girls, but you're watching a video about it and comment on it, who's the one who's really wasting their time? Anyway, the next thing that people dislike, Lucas, is Johnny Johnny Yes Papa by Lulu Kids. And that is an English language children's poem sung in a sing-songy format. That's number 5. That has 11 million dislikes and a 40% dislike ratio. You're probably starting to notice a trend, Lucas. Like, it's a song for literal babies, and people have made it a thing to go onto that video to dislike it.
Like, who are these people?
Adults.
I'm so
Adults
confused.
with nothing better to do. Next we have, speaking of which, YouTube Rewind 2019 for the record. 73. That's become just a trend now of YouTube Rewind. They stopped doing them because people were just disliking them for the sake of disliking them.
Yeah, they did stop doing them after a brief period.
It probably wasn't worth producing something that people are going to say shit because it doesn't have insert micro celebrity that only they give a fuck about, but you times that by 10,000.
It's I think, like, quite emblematic when you look at the like nominees for like Game Awards that have just come out, and the VGAs, the Video Game Awards, and it's like Content Creator of the Year and like Esports Player of the Year, and I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not for me to have a go at, because I'm just not in those spaces. But in terms of like the dislike buttons, it's people disliking a video for not having their one thing that they think everyone else should know about.
Yeah, or something that on content that wasn't intended for them. Speaking of which, after so far I've only had like really 2 things that are aimed at a wider audience, and that's like 2 YouTube Rewinds. Number 7, The Bath Song by Coco Melon Nursery Rhymes.
I know nothing about Coco Melon.
Well, it's a song for children, Lucas. Then after that we have Learning Colours, Colourful Eggs on a Farm. That's an educational video for children. After that we have Lacti Key Cathy by Jingle Tunes. That's a music video for children. Followed by Wheels on the Bus by Coco Melon again, which is, you guessed it, Lucas, a music video for children. Then we have Humpty on the Train on a Fruits Ride by Kiddies TV in Hindi. That has 6.1 million dislikes. That is an educational video for children. Number 12, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, which is by Bounce Patrol Kids Songs. That's a music video for children. That is a music video for Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
Get a life. Get a life.
Are you noticing something yet, Lucas? Are you noticing something?
Children are allowed to have fun.
But are you noticing something that some, like, majority of the most disliked videos so far are literally for children?
Mm-hmm.
And I would hazard a guess that a good chunk of the dislikes are from adults who are like, what is this shit? Clearly, literally not for you.
It's literally for children.
Speaking of which, Keisha Play, Filling Water in Balloons, Daddy Finger Nursery Rhymes, Learn Colour with Balloons. This is an educational video for children. 5.73 million dislikes. Number 14, Can This Video Get 1 Million Dislikes by Known Sayer of the N-Word, PewDiePie. 5.72 million dislikes. Then we have Flores, which is another music video, not for children, just a music video by Vital and Luisa Sonza. Not familiar with their work, but that has 5.5 million dislikes. But we move on, Lucas. We're not done yet. We've got Bar Bar Black Sheep by Coco Melon Nursery Rhymes, a music video for children, 5.5 million dislikes. Who's hating on this Bar Bar Black Sheep? That's a classic, man. Sometimes you got to bust out the classics.
Is that part of like the new version of The Running Man, where just the dystopian future in 2055 where people hate on children?
Is adults criticising music videos made for children?
It's like it. Look, again, I'll mention again. I am a Disney adult. I go as an adult without children to Disneyland. I am one of those people. Hate on me if you will, but I'm not one of the people that go, why the fuck are these screaming children everywhere? I hate this. Like, the children get in the way. And it's like, no, this is a place where I am so attached to, because I went as a child, And the child experience is very important to that.
Fair enough. I'm just so intrigued by the vast majority of the most disliked videos all being for literal babies who don't have object permanence yet.
But
it's like, obviously, the babies aren't disliking these videos because they're not touching the fucking screen. So it has to be adults.
Maybe it is the babies, Karl.
Maybe it's the babies. Maybe but at that point it'd be 50-50, right? It's like,
yeah, it'd be random chance.
After Bar Black Sheep, we have It's Everyday Bro by Jake Paul. He must have said the N-word at some point, right? He feels like he looks like he has it tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, he's probably done a lot worse.
Following that, we have Chachal Garam by Infobels Telugu, which is a music video for children. Like, so many of these are music videos for kids. Then we have Despacito. Luis Fonsi featuring Daddy Yankee. I've got no beef with Despacito. It's a bit overplayed. Is it the worst song ever made? No, because Bar Black Sheep came out, apparently. People were fucking hating on that remix.
I don't know what Despacito is.
It was just a really popular song.
Oh, okay.
And it became like cool to dislike it on the internet because it was so overplayed.
I'll probably know it if it was played in front of me then, yeah.
A couple of the music videos like Dama Tu Casita by El Chombo, and then D Billions, Shake Shake Your Body, Clap Clap Cha 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 by D Billions. D Billions is a musician who's made music video. Oh, so Dame Tu Casita, that's a music video, but D Billions, Shake Shake Your Body, Clap Clap Cha 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 Cha, that's a music video for kids. As is Wheels on the Bus, Mother Goose Playground Kids video. Music video for children, the 22nd most disliked video on the platform with 4.4 million dislikes.
I'm kind of surprised at this point that the biggest child content creator that I'm aware of, because I don't have kids, the only one I've seen mentioned in like my TikTok feed at one point was like Miss Rachel, who seems to be very popular.
She's taken off like she's basing herself on Mr. Rogers, very wholesome personality, but not so
right.
She's not stratospherically popular enough to get millions of dislikes on videos, unlike like Coco Melon, which is one of those like giant fucking content farm things. I admit the content itself is very poor quality, but when you realise that 90% of the most disliked videos on the platforms are aimed at literal babies, it really sums up the value that the dislike has. Right, it's mostly used for adults and teenagers to go dislike things intended for babies.
And some of it must just be angry adults. Some of it must be
I'd like to think adults. At least a handful of just adults like, the kid wants to watch it again. It's like, if we're going to watch it again, I'm fucking disliking it.
Yeah, no, I imagine that's what the majority of dislikes are. Of like,
You'd
my
hope
baby
so.
has played this 20 fucking times today. I need to just vent and press the dislike button. But still, like, kids are just going to rewatch stuff. Like, I used to just watch videos on loop constantly as a kid. Everyone does.
Let's skip ahead, Lucas, now, a couple, because there's a few random other songs, and they're all like fucking nursery rhymes. Then we have number 24, Friday by Rebecca Black. 4.1 million dislikes. Again, I've got no beef with Friday the song. It is a bop. And Rebecca Black was literally like 15 fucking years old when it got made. It's just yet another example of grown adult men hating on something literally made by a teenage girl for her friends.
Yeah, it was literally like, oh, my dad like paid for me to produce a song for fun. And it just somehow, it wasn't a good song, but it wasn't a horrible song. And yeah, just everyone decided I am going to hate on Rebecca Black.
And you know what?
I
think it's
horrible.
A bop. I remember one of the hardest I've popped off is when they played it at a club night I was at a few years ago. When this is an old school one for all the people who are at university. And they played Friday by Rebecca Black, and it pops off. And Rebecca Black, given the amount of shit she got when she was a literal teenager, became incredibly well adjusted as an adult and now works as a DJ.
Yeah, like managed to actually come out on the other side reasonably well adjusted as far as I can tell.
More well adjusted than the grown adult men going to a video made by a teenage girl for her friends and calling it every name under the sun.
Yeah, because I think we were probably like teenagers / maybe early.
We were in university when it came out.
We were in uni, yeah. And like it was one of those things of like, haha, isn't that a silly, stupid
bad,
song?
But I almost immediately went, it's a bop though, innit?
And it's like, oh, but it's catchy, and that's about as far as it went.
You didn't go to the point of finding her on Twitter to send her a death threat or say that you're going to sexually assault her.
No, and
you don't to this day harbour such a grudge against her that you still send her harassing messages on social media.
When you said Rebecca Black Friday, the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh dear God, she didn't deserve the hate that she got.
No, and I'm really glad that she came out the other end of it unscathed, seemingly so, made a shit ton of money off it, and got to hang out with circa 2010's Katy Perry.
Mm-hmm.
So fair play.
I don't know if anyone...
At the time, though, she got to appear with Katy Perry, like pre-crisis Katy Perry.
Yeah, I don't know if nowadays saying like she got to hang out with Katy Perry would be a positive, but
yeah, but she did in the 2010s.
Maybe at the time.
Yeah, I said pre-crisis, and then following that we have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the reveal trailer.
Yeah,
That's just under 4 million dislikes. Then Lucas, we straight back onto the music videos for children with Yes, Yes, the Vegetable Song. Then Exploring Shillog, Shoot Diaries by Mr. Faisu. I've got no idea who Faisal Shaki is, but apparently he's got one of the most disliked videos on the platform. Then we have straight back to the music videos for kids with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, followed by La Vaca Lolo. And then This Is the Way. Then we keep going. We're not done. Bath Time plus more nursery rhymes and kids. Baby Shark again, so it's on the list twice. Yes, Yes, the Vegetable Song, and more nursery rhymes.
I just want to go back.
Yummy Fruits and Vegetables, D Billions kids songs. Beach Song, more nursery rhymes and kids songs. Wheels on the Bus and more compilation.
I just want to talk about the fact.
The majority of these dislike videos, Lucas, are they're literally for babies.
But Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Mozart wrote that. That's a Mozart song.
Twinkle, Little Star is getting hated on.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star's got almost as many dislikes, or this version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star has got more dislikes on it in the video, like Logan Paul with a dead fucking body. People found that more morally objectionable, just the version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. We're not done, Lucas, because at number 39 we have Gangnam Style by Psy. Fucking bop. And
a bop, and like I can understand why that one was like...
She's popular.
Again, very popular... was a popular bop, and just like, yeah, that just hit a lot of people, right? And got played a lot in a very short period of time.
And it's worth noting that with its 2.9 million dislikes, it's the 39th most disliked video on the platform. That's only 10% of its views. So it got so many dislikes because people were literally disliking it for being popular.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of a bigger hater move than disliking something for getting 1 billion views. That's like the most like pathetic hater behavior of you seeing someone get just like this absolute stratospheric success and like dislike.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that Psy was giving a fuck when he was sat there on the fucking Tonight Show getting his millions and millions of views.
That's what's weird about that one though, right? Of like it's not even a person anyone is aware of like Justin Bieber. People already, they had a dislike for Justin Bieber having popularity as a young kid and success. Psy was like, at least for us as a Western audience, out of nowhere.
Yeah, like just singing his Korean bops. But yeah, and then after that, it's a bunch more music videos, 2 of which are for children. So it's the No No Bedtime Song and Yes Yes Playground Song by Coco Melon Nursery Rhymes.
Coco Melon must have the most amount of dislikes.
Yeah,
combined.
Coco Melody says here is like they have the most disliked videos because I think they just make like they made Baby Shark.
They make low effort, not great songs for kids, but it's for babies. Like, who cares? A lot of people apparently.
Like I said, 90% of the most disliked videos on that list are music videos, and 90% of those. So 90% of that 90% are music videos for children.
It's like, what, I think you mentioned maybe 3 or 4 that actually had, like, teenage or adult performers.
What's the thing as well, and then of the songs that are actually got, like, that are for people who aren't babies, one of them is, like, Baby, designed for teenage girls, and one of them was Rebecca Black's Friday, which was literally only for teenage girls, and only for, like, 12 of them. Because it was made specifically for Rebecca Black and her, 12 friends at high school.
It just happened to get published.
Went super viral, yeah. The only one on there I could see, like, off the top of my head, while I looked through the list, that was like made by an adult for an audience of, I presume, adults, is Desposito and Size. So 2 of them.
I was going to say Gangnam Style as well, yeah.
And
like,
both of them are perfectly acceptable bops.
42, did you say?
2 out of 42, yeah.
2 out of 42.
I'm not including Jake Paul's songs being for adults, because that's clearly for like teenagers, kids, or adults who still try and hang out and have sex with children.
Yeah. Not for the good ones. Like, Gangnam Style. I don't know anyone that didn't enjoy Gangnam Style for that 3 weeks that everyone was playing Gangnam Style. And yeah, maybe it got a bit overplayed, but I think that's the theme to this list, right? Is that apart from that Call of Duty trailer that everyone...
It's not exactly the most ringing endorsement for bringing it back, is it? Where it's like, what was it mostly used for? Hating things designed for children.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be, if you're going to bring dislike back, there needs to have, like, they need the apathetic equivalent. Like, I don't dislike it, and I don't like it. I just don't think it's for me, and I would like it to go away. Which I guess is like the don't recommend option, but it needs to be right there in the middle. It needs to be just like, I just don't think it's for me.
It's something that comes up on TikTok every now and then of like, what do you think of this video? And it ranges in like 4 or 5 degrees of like, I think this is good, I don't like this, and like kind of in the middle of like, I just don't think it was for me kind of vibes.
I want that option. If they did ever bring dislike back, the only way I'd want it bringing back is if there's just the third neutral option of, I have no strong feelings about it, because it's clearly, I am not its intended audience, and my dislike, if I say that I dislike it, that is not really reflective of the audience it's trying to cultivate anyway.
I think on nearly every platform, there should be better tools for just having an opinion on what content you like dislike, that, or isn't for you, because it's almost like Netflix, right? Where it's like, did you like this or you didn't like this? And it's like, well, based off whether you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, we're going to recommend you a bunch of other things. And obviously there's other things in the mix of the algorithm, but just give me the option of, as you say, like, I don't really, this was fine, it just wasn't for me.
It's like when you see those reviews or like comments and stuff, isn't it? It's like, the one that always sticks out in my head is someone like sharing an eggnog recipe, and someone just comments like, is there an option for the recipe without egg? And just the response from the creator, which got downvoted to oblivion, is, I think you're going to have to sit this one out. And it's like, it's a completely valid response, isn't it? Like, can you make eggnog without eggs? I'm allergic. I'm sorry, but this is just one thing it's not going to be for you.
Maybe eggnog it's okay. Is not the one for you. Yeah,
there's some things out there that are clearly not designed with me as its primary audience in mind, and that's okay.
And Karl,
I'm okay for those things to exist, and I'm not going to get mad at them.
I've found a very scary thing that my Streamlabs is doing right now.
What's it doing? Do you dislike it?
No, it's saying that my recording has been sat at 58 minutes.
Oh no.
So I'm hoping that's just that the timer has gone, and not that the recording has stopped, because the recording button is still going. We'll find out.
We will find out. So if you're listening to this, audience at home, let us know. Like, do you know what? Dislike this video. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. It means nothing.
It just means
fun fact. It doesn't affect anything on the back end.
No, the view time and comments are what actually matter. Really,
it's my favourite thing about the dislike bar, because everyone who like holds it up as like, it's a great way for us to like show out, like, have our voices heard. It's like, analytically, it means nothing. The best thing you can do for the analytically to hurt a video, folks at home, not watch it.
Yeah, if you go into that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare video, watch the whole thing, comment and dislike, YouTube generally sees that as a positive thing.
Same way of just going on it and clicking it for 1 second to click dislike is still algorithmically better for the video than not watching it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And which I think so interesting, that the best option in a lot of cases for people who want to use it as a protest tool would be to just not do it. Just don't watch it at all.
And now we're 41 into this video and wants to just click on it and dislike it, do it.
Because you've already watched the video. Like, the worst thing you can do for any video or piece of content algorithmically is not watch it in the first place. And in fact, disliking it is...
Please don't just press the dislike button because we're joking about
people
pressing
do.
the dislike button.
And that's why I think it has zero value, because people can be so easily influenced.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that people can be so easily influenced one way or the other means it's like, what value does it really have to us? And the fact that it doesn't affect you algorithmically is proof of that from YouTube.
It's an analytic that we do not talk about or pay attention to, but
it means nothing.
I would hope that if you're an hour 41 into this video, or nearly 42, please don't just press the dislike button. I would argue that maybe we've deserved a like at this point.
But I think it doesn't matter. Like I said, it literally doesn't matter.
It doesn't. The only thing that matters is that you've interacted, right?
Yes.
That's how it reads.
It's the online equivalent of those bins you see that's like recycling in this side and rubbish in this side, and they go to the same bin.
Yeah.
It all gets added to the same thing if someone clicked on your video. That adds to its algorithmic value.
Like, the comments are good as long as you don't put the word like comment or algorithm in there.
Yes. Those two words do affect the algorithm.
Because they're wise to the fact that people will just comment this as a comment or this is to boost the algorithm.
Yes. I remember once where I said that to someone where they sent me a message of, I just spent the past hour clicking on every single one of your videos, leaving a comment, and then immediately clicking off. And I told them, you can just watch the videos, mate. That's better for us. If you want to help support our content, just watch the video. I haven't got time to do that. You literally do.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch the video.
Or just put it on background. If that's your intention, is to like farm that algorithm on our behalf, we appreciate it.
It's why
the best thing to do is to up our watch time.
People are convinced that was a way to like game the system. It's like, there's really not, just watch it.
Yeah, like watch time is YouTube's most favored category of analytic because that means more ads play.
Yes, it's the only one YouTube cares about, so it's the only one we really focus on because it's the only one that actually makes you any money.
Well, obviously commenting does help because it gives that initial boost to a video, because if like one video gets a lot of attention with comments early on, it gets boosted more in the algorithm.
Because it thinks YouTube thinks it's driving a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But the main thing that matters at this point, we can mention it, is just like watch time, because hey, you've been here for a long time.
There was no way to cheese that. No matter how like people they try scrubbing through the video, watching it in double speed.
That double speed is fine. But like, just watching it faster is fine, but like just the fact that like you watch this far means a lot, and like more than anything else could. And it's just one of those of like when you see people going like, oh, I just clicked on all your videos, it's like we just reduced the average watch time, and I think the average amount of retention in the first 30 seconds is like less than 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are brain rotted at this point, to the point where like, well, I watched the first 20 seconds of a podcast that's 2 hours long,
left my dislike,
and it didn't grab my attention.
Put the M word in the comments, left.
At least they'll have to comment.
But so, hey, this isn't a PewDiePie video.
It's scary when I saw that, like, I put in one video, like, a good intro, and it was like, hey, like, 40% of people stayed in, but past, like, a 15-second mark, and that's way better than your other videos. I'm like, oh my god.
It's rough.
That's so depressing. Like, people won't give most content more than, like, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds.
It's a Family Guy joke about, oddly enough, a Stephen King book, where they're aping Carrie. They drop a load of pigs on Meg, and he goes, why'd you drop pigs on them? That's what it says in the book. No, it says pig's blood. Did you not even read to the end of a sentence? No. You literally have that online. You'll see people commenting or responding to, like, the title of a video, or they'll respond to the first part of a question while ignoring the context you provide for the second half.
No, it's the classic, isn't it, of like putting the article on Facebook and just people are responding to the headline of the article and not the article itself. Just let's go.
Or my favourite genre of content of here's a TikToker reading a headline and telling you what you should think about it without reading it.
Let's just brain our way all the way down, Karl.
I said this the other day to a friend of mine. My job as a researcher/writer is completely safe because, fuck, the next generation is going to produce people who can research and write a 25,000 word script.
Well, yeah, I'll do it for them. Right?
Get it going, yeah. Perfectly safe my end, but yeah, you've got to mosey on right now, aren't you, on for that?
I do indeed, yes.
But I hope you've enjoyed this broad, jumping all over the place discussion about dystopian futures and the awful dystopian present in which we live.
That's what the podcast is for, right?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope that my Streamlabs is just lying and it's recorded the whole thing, but we'll find out.
We will indeed, yes. But cheers, everybody.
Thanks,
see you all next time.
Yeah. Oh, what a funny story. Thank you, Karl or Lucas.
Oh, no, don't. Oh, yeah, we're reacting to the content we just made. I'm like, what are you doing, you idiot? So this is the section of the video where we give a shout out to our big PPs. That is our code we use for our Patreon producers over on our Patreon.
It is indeed. And I somehow got swindled into this with you just improvising the big PP out of nowhere.
Do you know what? Yeah, I made an executive decision. We're going to call our Patreon producers the funniest possible acronym, the PPs. He's doing his dab in. He's bringing it back. I'm showing our age. Lucas is hitting the sickest dab you've ever seen.
So for the first shout out, we've got to give a thanks to Daddy Grunt and Karl. Can you
We make the joke every time of... I like to put fun clips in for each person who supports us as a big PP. What's your favourite effort from a video game?
Oh, I was going to say, who's your favourite daddy?
Who's my favourite daddy? Ooh. I'd say my dad. My dad's not been doing well recently, so I'll say shout outs to my dad.
We can't put a clip in of your dad.
No, but I can give him a shout out in a video. No one's going to stop me.
Shout out, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, shout outs to Karl's dad. Yeah.
So cheers to Daddy Grunt and cheers to Papa Smallwood.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
The elder Smallwood. At that point, he's the big wood, isn't
he? He's become the giant oak.
He has indeed, yes. But the next person to shout out is a person who's been supporting our content for a while now, and they seemingly want to see me suffer by taking a gauntlet I threw down many years ago, dipping in a bit of dog poo and slapping me across the chops, because they always submit their Patreon producer name in a language I do not speak. I believe Nahuatl. So I'm going to give it my best shot now. So, Tinakui, Horshata, Octilane, Tomi, Sema, Sikapatia, Ta, Zemo, Tek Pacho, Nitla, Machtia, Ipan, Colta, Machtiployan, and then they have parentheses, you said a different la. Because they got cut off by
the character
limit over on Patreon. And you know what? I'm reaching my fucking limit with these pronunciations.
I keep throwing Karl to that one specifically because I'm like...
Go on, explain this.
You are the one that threw down the mantle of, fuck it, make it a different language, I'll do it.
And so behind the scenes, me and Lucas said, okay, what order are we going to go in for these shout-outs? And Lucas always mysteriously picks the order where I have to say the hard-to-pronounce names.
No, I don't. I specifically always just say, which one does Tinukui Horchata come into? Give Karl that one, because you're the one who threw down that gauntlet.
We're supposed to be in this together. I threw the gauntlet down, did not tell Lucas, and someone had picked it up and just like, do you like the boxing glove arrow from like green arrow? And just hits me across the face. But you know they dip it in dog poo first.
But I don't get off much better with the next one because I've got to translate emojis into words apparently.
Go for it.
So we have the burning dragon here with I'd guess like a big eye face, an ubu face, a little mustache face, and then maybe a happy face throwing a table at a very concerned face in emojis.
Very good. Giant eye, dead fish, cat head, guy doing this.
As I often joke, our fans are now submitting to us their names in hieroglyphics. And hoping we know how to pronounce them, which just makes me appreciate another long-time supporter, Rosalindis Memphis, all the more. They've been steadfast. They've been steadfast in both their support and what they want to be referred to in this section of the videos, and I very much appreciate that.
And I'm guessing we still have more of the Memphis song list to go through at this point. Apocalypse.
Oh, I found a Nightcore cover that Mark Cohn won't copyright strike. Because I had to make it slightly more Nightcore, because I like to put in clips that we can like slot in the shout outs to our big PPs in. Mm-hmm. And for Rosalindis Memphis, I keep trying to put in a clip from Mark Combs walking in Memphis. And I found a Nightcore cover that I additionally sped up to make it even more Nightcore.
That is a song I would have never expected to have a Nightcore version of.
There's a Nightcore version of everything, Lucas.
That's true.
Like, Nightcore is for... They're still making it. There's still people out there making Nightcore.
Just the heroes. But speaking of...
That's correct, yeah. There's not people out there. There's fucking legends out there still making Nightcore covers.
But speaking of other heroes, Karl, we do have to thank Kick and Bucket, another hero who... Again, we don't mind that people are changing their names to make it more difficult for us. We do still encourage it. I know that we make the joke of like, how dare you? But we still encourage you to just make it difficult for us because it's funny for content, right?
Yeah, like some people, some members of our audience like shooting us in the backs of the knees and watching us crawl over broken glass.
And I appreciate that we've been getting support from Kick and Bucket.
Feels good.
Who has not decided to do that. They've just, again, kept it simple. But, yeah, I would say to people who are watching this, who are like, man, they really don't like that we're making it difficult. It's like, we do. We're just trying to make this fun.
Another element that plays into it is that we personally feel bad if we can't pronounce the name, because then the person isn't getting the proper credit we feel they deserve. It is indeed, yes. And the next person we move on to, another long-time supporter. We know this because they say in their name, which is Be of Awesome. This month marks 1 year of Patreon support. Here's to another. Cheers. Be a glass emoji. Clink. Be a glass emoji. And I'm not drinking because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but tink.
I mean, I'm drinking some squash, but yeah, clink. Yeah.
I thought you were going to smash that into your camera then. Like you smash it into your camera and then just like smash cut to me and you like in our Discord being like, look guys, we need some more Patreon support because Lucas has no camera.
I need another 500 quid for a camera, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the equipment, people probably think like, these videos look real cheap, the equipment's not cheap.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not.
It's because those Fact Fiend coffers were pretty deep back in the day, eh?
Allowance day, ding, 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 ding.
You don't deserve an allowance.
Sure we do. Ding, 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 ding.
Ice cream man, ice cream man.
Well, the next person we have to thank that also is helping pay towards those expensive equipment costs is Ghost, Little Ghost, Ghost. And those ghosts are little emojis.
That's
so
my
you.
Favourite nursery rhyme. Ghost, Little Ghost,
Ghost. He actually runs off the tongue pretty well.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice little ditty, that. Yeah. Ghost, little ghost, ghost, little ghost. Try and say it like 5 times fast. Ghost, little ghost, little ghost, little ghost. I like it. You put a bit of Nightcore behind that. We've got the makings of a song. We've got the makings of a smash hit there.
Do we have the rights to that, or does Little Ghost?
Well, they'll get a producer's credit.
The PP credit.
Yeah, they get a big PP, and they'll be credited on the album as a big PP. But someone else we need to credit is Split Screen, and their name in full is Split Screen asks, would pharaohs think Anubis girls and Curse of Ra are peak? Lucas, you're more online than I am. What is an Anubis girl, and are we going to have to edit this because it's a thing we can't put a clip in or picture of?
So I'm not fully sure, because I googled the term Anubis girl, and the first thing that came up was a fandom of the House of Anubis category females. So it might be the women from the House of Anubis. It may just be girls that look like the fictional mythical character Anubis. I'm not 100% sure. And then the Pharaoh's Curse seems to just be like the curse of Ra. And it seems to like be like memes which involve like Egyptian curses of people being like covered in sand.
Yeah, is Is anybody out there more online than myself or Lucas who can explain this reference to us? Because I don't get it. If they're talking like just girls doing cosplay as Anubis, I'm all on board with that, but I don't think that's what this is. What is it? A group of 8 teenagers who live together in Anubis house that serves as a boarding house and elite boarding school in the United Kingdom. It is based on the Dutch and German show Het Huis Anubis. Get all the seasons on iTunes.
On iTunes?
That's enough internet for today.
Yeah,
that's enough internet today. And the last person to shout out someone has a nice, simple name that I'm hoping I'm not going to mispronounce, which is Ranma Sawatame. So thank you very much to Ranma Sawatame for not making me have to look up a wiki on a... I might have to watch this show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was also my shout out, but yeah, sure, we've just been twisted
Do I
around.
want to go to the Anubis verse?
I don't know. I don't even know if that's what they're referring to.
Is it?
But yeah.
I'm so sorry, Ranma Sawatame. It's like, there's like, just, you got Anubis.
Yeah. No, shout out to Ranma Sawatame, who was meant to be my shout out, and I think Karl just got a bit flustered.
I'm Ranma Sawatame. Sorry about this.
I got flustered by the Anubis verse. Jerome Clark is a main character. He lives at Anubis house. He's a prankster who always has tricks up his sleeves.
Anyway, I hope that Karl can find a very good clip for Ranma Sawatame to round out this one and not just like get absolutely dunked on by some Anubis girls.
Internet, help us.
Internet, please.
In more ways than one, you can also support us on Patreon and like send us down more weird internet rabbit holes if that is your goal.
If that is your goal, we have to look this up. We do. Thank you for your support, everyone.
This is going to be an entire afternoon of Googling for me, Lucas. 1,352 articles.
Thank you all for your support. Karl's going on a weird rabbit hole right now. We appreciate you all, and yeah, thank you for the month of support.